In today's job market, skills are replacing degrees. That's according to a recent interview with LinkedIn CEO Ryan Roslansky. So today, CEOs are putting more emphasis on skills rather than pedigree. So instead of that degree getting you into the door, your skills are going to be assessed first. But also, doesn't a degree serve as a confirmation of your skills and expertise?
I guess not.
Either way, we're going to read this article and have a conversation about it. Go ahead and like, subscribe, let's go. So if we start at the top of this article, it says, in the job market, skills are the new degrees. All right. Just ask the expert on how to get hired. LinkedIn CEO's Ryan Roslansky. Employers should focus on skills when making hiring decisions and de-emphasize degrees and connections, he told the Harvard Business Review in a recent interview. Even though you have that degree, your skills should still be assessed properly. But let's continue. In such a shaky economy and a time of growing mistrust between employees and bosses, the best adaptive leaders constantly pivot, Roslansky explained. Yeah, they do. They definitely do. In the past, hiring managers didn't have a better way of assessing talent than by where someone worked or who they knew, he continued. But when the labor market is moving much quicker, we really need to figure out something to focus on, and that alternative, flexible, accessible path is really going to be based on skills. Once again, your skills should have been assessed in the first place. I've personally never had an opportunity solely based on my degree. Now, the degree has gotten me in the door to have these conversations and have an interview, but I also had to prove my skill set. It's just a further validation of what they see on the paper. Companies that prioritize skills over antiquated signals, like a degree or pedigree, will help ensure that the right people can be in the right roles with the right skills doing the best work. Yes, you want the right people with the right skills who are fit for the position. So you should assess those skills to ensure that they are right for the position. So if you're just taking the antiquated signal on its face value and saying, oh, you might be good for that, that's a problem. So the next section, new collar jobs. While a college degree has long been the first rung on the corporate ladder, skills over degree hiring has swept some of America's largest companies in recent years, including Google, Ernst & Young, Microsoft, and Apple. Remote work has made hiring for skill-based jobs an even easier feat, which is good. So yes, remote work is leveling the playing field so that more people, more skilled people, have access to these positions, because you may not live in that city, but you may be perfect for that job. So yes, remote work is allowing more people to access more opportunities. Let's continue. Proponents say the shift helps remove needless barriers to workplace diversity. General Motors, for one, has removed degree requirements from listings where they're not fully necessary. It's not necessarily the be-all, end-all indicator of someone's potential. Yes, exactly. You should not take a degree on its face value. Yes, I have a degree, but I'm also going to give you a very thorough interview to display my skills and expertise. I will give you very specific examples of my experience and how I've applied my skill set to get results. My degree just serves as a confirmation that I have those skills and expertise, but I will leverage my experience to let you know that I am capable of doing this job. But also, what jobs are they talking about in which they're assessing these things? IBM coined the term new collar jobs for roles that require specific skills rather than specific education. The percentage of job openings at IBM requiring a 4-year degree dropped from 95% in 2011 to less than half in January of 2021. Rametti told Fortune CEO Alan Murray that hires without college degrees perform just as well as PhD holders from top universities. Okay. Let's start with that first statement. IBM coined the term new collar jobs for roles that require specific skills rather than specific education. So new collar jobs, they haven't told us what these new collar jobs are, because in some cases, you need a specific education to have a specific set of skills for a specific career path. They even go as far as to point out PhD holders. But let's give some examples. If you want to go into law and you want to have some type of law career, you may get a JD. Most popularly known, if you want to be a professor, you may need a PhD or an EDD. If you want to go into the medical field, you may need an MD. Specific degree, specific skills, specific career path. I'm not saying that people can't learn without a degree or be skilled without a degree at all. But at this point, what specific jobs are you dropping degree requirements for and throwing degree holders under the bus for? Because I'd be curious to see what jobs you would want to fill for people who don't have a degree in that specific area. And I think this next piece is getting to that. A focus on skills could be a solution to the labor shortage. By opening up more opportunities to a larger audience, a shift to skills can also be a saving grace amid a labor shortage. LinkedIn's Roslansky cited the thousands of food service workers who were laid off early in the pandemic. Average food service worker had 70% of the necessary skills to be an entry-level customer service agent, the most in-demand role at the time. But most of them stayed unemployed, he said, and most customer service jobs went unfilled. The goal here is not to diminish anybody for their specific degree level or your specific level of career. But once again, I think degree holders are being lumped into one big category and just being thrown under the bus for things that are really not their fault. You know how I work. You can do anything you put your mind to, and anybody has the capacity to learn. So if a food service worker really wanted to go for those entry-level customer service jobs, I am positive that they can do the learning and development in order to be proficient and be able to maximize their skills for those jobs. So we just went through that loop of talking about PhD holders and dropping degree requirements for certain jobs. And their first example was entry-level customer service.
Oh no.
And it ends by saying, if a skills first hiring approach does eventually become commonplace, other long held job requirements could go extinct. University of Virginia Darden School of Business professor Sean Martin told Fortune. Anything that couldn't be learned within a few weeks on the job or in an apprentice program like Accenture's may be deemed unnecessary. The companies themselves miss out on people that research suggests might be less entitled, more culturally savvy, more desirous of being there, Martin said. Rather than pedigree, he added, motivation and eagerness to learn and adapt should be the prime attributes of a top candidate. And I'm done reading this article. So, my final thoughts. Yes, if you don't have a degree, you can still learn and develop the skills to be proficient in anything. And there's a lot of people who don't have degrees and they have excellent careers and they're doing a lot of great things. But how does that diminish the degree holder when our only goal of getting that degree was to build skills and expertise? Because before we didn't have those skills, but we went to school to build those skills so that we can provide value, just like the person that doesn't have the degree. We all want to help in our own unique way. So we've built specific skills to do that. So saying skills over degree is kind of weird because I'm building skills through the degree. But if you are a potential employee and you're just trying to leverage your degree and not emphasizing your skills, that's your fault, right? That degree will get you in the door to have those conversations, but you also need to prove why that degree says what it says. And if you don't, I can see why somebody would say maybe you're not as grateful or motivated to be here. But to lump every degree holder in there, I think it's dangerous. And then that way, employers may miss out on great talent. Let me know what you think about this article. Let me know what you think about everything that I said. Comment below, especially if you want to have more conversations like this. I'm definitely open to doing that. As usual, start today, start now. See you soon.